Hey everybody, it's Steve with Three Fat Truckers. We're here at the Louisville, Kentucky 2025 match show. It is Friday morning. We're here a little early this morning to get a couple interviews in.
That's right.
Sitting here with my buds, Bill and Dave, and the girl, Malia. How we doing this morning?
Day 3. Day 2? Day 3?
Day 2.
Day 3 because we set up the
Well,
first
we
day,
don't- we
but
don't- we
it's
don't
day
count-
2.
we
Yeah,
count
don't
it.
listen to Dave.
Yeah,
Dave
yeah,
thinks
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Thursday, so he tried to
So,
convince me that this morning.
So we had to get a little earlier this morning to get in here for our earlier
Yeah.
interview.
Absolutely.
Is everybody awake and ready? Or are we dragging or what?
I feel I ate a lot of aspirins this morning, but I'm good.
All I heard
We
was
ate.
ass. I didn't know.
So
Eats lots of ass.
eat
I
like
seen a
guys.
thing on TikTok where they arrested a guy in Florida because it said "I eat ass" on the back of his windshield.
Yeah, I seen that a long time ago,
That's
but he won
terrible,
it
you
because
guys.
it's called free speech, and they can't.
Anyways,
Freedom of speech.
yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
would be the
can't.
First Amendment.
Well, but Florida had their own law that reprimand. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
federal still
anyways, we're
overruled.
here to do an interview with a gentleman named Michael Carmichael. Michael Carmichael.
You got it.
Boy, your parents were mean, weren't they?
Actually,
Wanna
my
make it
dad's
rhyme.
best friend died right before I was born.
Okay.
So who's silly now?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say it sounds like a candy bar.
Shit
It's
out of
like,
here.
Yeah.
yeah.
That normally makes a lot of people feel bad, but
Oh, not
Steve,
us. No,
No.
We
I
know
don't think this
cemeteries
man
are
has
dying
a
to.
conscience.
Michael.
he does.
That guy doesn't have a conscience.
We got
He does.
cemeteries they're dying to get into, so I understand.
Oh
Well,
my.
that's why they put it.
That's
why they put it-
terrible.
That's why they keep a fence, keep
It
the
is,
people
it
out.
is.
I have found my people. I love this guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Well, it says here you are the president and founder and CEO of Checkavet.org. Give us a little information on that.
So, 26-year Army veteran. I grew up Great Falls in Helena, Montana. I was born and raised Montana kid. My best friends joined the Army when I was 17. We were juniors in high school. I teased them until I figured out I wasn't going to get to hang out with them that summer. So then I ate crow and found myself with no hair in Fort Knox, Kentucky, going to basic training in 1989.
So was it a culture shock going from Montana to all the hillbillies here in Kentucky? Because I live here in Kentucky now.
The thing that was weirdest, honestly, was the fireflies.
The fireflies.
Fireflies.
We don't have that many fireflies up in Montana.
Yeah.
You might have them once in a
Oh, yeah.
while.
It's like when I went out to
Yeah,
California
we have
to
them in
ride.
Michigan. Yeah, we had
I went out
them.
to
We have them in
California
Indiana.
riding. I go, why does nobody on their bikes have windshields there?
It-
Because there ain't no bugs out there. You
Oh
could
my
drive around
God.
cornfields here. You smile and you got a
That's right.
teeth full.
Bug
Yeah, you
30
can't
in
do it.
Montana is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
No, Montana is watching the pronghorns go across the road and see how many you can plow.
That's right. That's right. That's we jerky on the hoof.
Well, we had some gentlemen from Australia, and they said, "Oh, we hit kangaroos 2 a day."
Yeah.
2 a
I'm
day.
like, okay,
That's
that's,
what
a
they
lot.
call it on the front of their truck.
Oh, then the
Yeah, there's
bull
a-
rack. Yeah.
It's a rhubarb.
Yeah.
Literally.
Rhubarb.
The one guy
That's
said
a vegetable.
He
for
called
us.
it a bull pusher.
Yeah, that's right. But no, so we went to basic training in 1989, and then that was between our junior and senior year of high school. And then our senior and freshman year of college, we were in AIT, where we were learning our jobs in the Army, which were M1 Abram tank crew members. And that's when Saddam invaded Kuwait. So it was really strange. Normally at the end of AIT, everybody gets about 30 days where they can go and enjoy their family before they're off to the four corners of the world. However, everybody that joined with me joined in a peacetime army, and now all of a sudden, we weren't. We were all getting ready to go overseas.
Yeah.
So instead of the formation being in and out, and then go home and spend maybe some time with your wife or your girlfriend and your family, we were literally surrounded by a formation of MPs. Nobody could leave.
Wow.
But me and my buddies could leave because we belonged to the state of Montana, not the United States Army. So it was kind of weird.
Huh.
But
That is.
It's the Amish West.
That's
so I stayed in college until Desert Storm broke out, and then I dropped out of college, and I turned it back on my friends because they were like, "Hey, guess what we did?" That's when they joined the Army, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Hey, guess what I did?" I went active duty, and they're like, "Can I swear on this thing?"
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're freaking crazy. So that's when I joined the Army in April of 1991, and I retired in 2016. after 26 years.
Well,
Well, thank
let
you-
me be the
thank you for your
first
service,
from the
yeah.
table. Yeah, thank you for your service in
Yeah.
doing this.
Well, thank
Appreciate
you
it.
guys for
Yeah.
paying your
Yeah.
taxes. That's
That's
how
how
Oh,
it
you're
is true.
so welcome.
that's how I fed my family.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I
Sincerely,
understand.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that
And-
makes me feel bad for complaining
See-
about that.
See,
It's like
Gotcha.
you're here to make us all feel bad.
see, we are called three fat, so we are not politically correct anymore.
I'm not leaving it until I make Dave cry. So this might be a
Oh.
really
Yeah, you got
long
your
interview.
hand.
I think I'm the only one that's made him cry.
Well, help me out here, Malia. Gee whiz.
You ain't gonna do what she did. Well, I don't know.
No, I think
There's
you're
a
that's
price on everything.
safe bet, Steve.
You use 2 hands to make it happen.
It's like,
Y'all, I thought this was a family trucker show.
No,
No,
this is the part.
they pass out
Yeah.
balloons, but
Yeah.
those are.
She was pulling his hair.
You still got one left.
Yeah, ride my ass and pull my hair, and you can tell how much
He
she'd ride
pulls
my
me in all
ass.
his
Ain't no
gigs
hair
he
left.
does, too.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
we come barbecue and we come do the podcast. You keep,
I keep bringing you back
you
in
keep
because
bringing
I
me
know
back.
you're smart ass wit. You're sharp and you got the tongue, and sometimes you got to beat them down now and then.
Whoa.
Well, let's get into what you do here, Michael.
Okay.
All right. Your organization helps veterans.
Yeah, so we're trying to prevent veteran suicide by building an educated base of support around our veterans. If you listen enough, and I try to listen twice as often as I talk, which is a lot, but what I always hear in the wake of tragedy is, somebody had lost their loved one or their veteran to suicide, and they always seem to say, nobody saw it coming.
Yeah.
And it infuriates me. It really does. I'll hug and cry with these strangers, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, you didn't see it coming because you don't know what to look for. You know what I mean? So what we're trying to do is educate that base of support, the families, friends, neighbors, on what suicide risk factors look like, what the warning signs of suicide, some of the last things that somebody may show or do as their decision is really finalized to end their life. So let's get that education out there. Then we can prevent suicide before the gun or the pills actually go in the mouth.
We actually have a culture of not understanding men's feelings.
That's right.
That is just built into our lifeline. That men cannot be sensitive, cannot be manhandled, tough it out, and like you said, you overlook all the things that go on when men actually have problems in their life, and nobody says, I don't see it, because they just expect it out of all the men in their life that they have to do. But you have to look at that point,
Yeah.
And
Now's
where does
the
it
time.
start, though, guys?
Yeah.
To me, it starts every time I look at somebody and I say good morning. Look them in the face
Look in their eyes.
and make sure that they're like, hey, are you okay?
Because a
Yeah.
lot of them just say that. Yeah.
No.
And it's military. It's men in general. Young men today. I mean, the internet has not been a good thing for young men.
I agree with that.
Internet is not a good floor mat for men. I mean, yes, it is great. It helps us and stuff, but it can also hurt us a lot too, because
Agreed.
so,
Now's the time to admit that you do cry as a grown man, as a trucker.
oh yeah, I do.
Tell the audience.
I can do.
Paycheck.
And it doesn't take
Yeah.
me forcing to cry.
No.
He's like,
A good,
"Shit, I gotta
a good
work next
movie.
week."
Hey, nothing makes me tear up more than watching the surprise homecoming on YouTube. Those are the best in the world.
military
Yes, the
homecomings?
military
Yeah.
homecomings.
Coming home,
Always,
yeah.
they will always put a tear in my eye.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
just
No, me
because
too.
the emotion that they get to see, and it always wondered me why women scream. Okay, they scream. Okay, why? I don't understand the screaming part.
All the
but-
emotion coming
Yeah.
out. They don't know
It
how to
is. It is
yeah.
just a flood. And like you said, we don't see it in men. We literally don't see it.
That's right.
And that's something you have to teach us.
I scream
Yeah.
like that every time a new shake comes out at Dairy Queen.
I only do it when I get my
You're
ball sack caught in my
terrible.
zipper and I didn't wear underwear.
Beans and Franks.
You mean your ball sack's exposed in your britches?
Sometimes,
You don't
yeah.
have anything hanging over?
Well, he
Oh.
Come on, Breakfastville, time to
some
chime
days
in.
it's an innie, some
You've
days
been
it's an
quiet.
outie.
You've been quiet.
He ordered these new underwear. What are they called?
It's a bulge enhancing briefs.
It's called a
Bulge
pocket.
enhancing.
Do they have a Reebok pump on them somewhere?
No. It doesn't make
The idea
I want a piece of that if there's royalty.
It doesn't make it bigger. It just cradles the little boys
got
so
a
you don't
pouch
sit
in
on your
front of
nuts.
It's the push-up?
It's the push-up
Yeah.
bra for your
Yeah,
nuts.
it's funny you say that because we
And-
have people stopping by and asking him how
Yeah,
his push
because
up.
we talked about it 2 weeks
underwear
on the
did.
show, and people have come up to the show today. You got your underwear on? We want to see them.
See the package. Come on, Bill.
He's got the whitest leg you've ever seen.
I try. I asked as soon as I seen him.
Hey,
Got none on today.
That little like tattoo marks the inside of his leg to go to his ankle, where the like marks the tree, you know, for the height.
Oh my!
it's
We should have
turning
warned
into a
him before.
softball
He's
at the end of a
talking
tube
serious
sock.
stuff.
He
No,
got-
we're
he
talking
got
beer.
fell off,
Hey.
dropped into this.
You gotta have a nice
I'm along
blend
for
of
the
serious
ride.
and funny.
Quite literally.
Literally, we started passing out these air fresheners.
Yeah.
And yesterday I just start telling everybody they smell like
Like
fat
fat
chicks.
girls.
Yep.
And the response has been overwhelmingly.
Women turn around and come back.
They literally stop.
I want to smell like a fat
Doug
chick.
walking like he didn't hear us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is so funny. And we were talking this morning, and Bill brought this up. People were tired of being politically correct all the time. Just
Agreed.
be real. Just be a real person
Right.
and deal with life directly.
Well-
You know, 10 years ago, I would not put, I'm a fat trucker
Well,
all over the
when
internet.
We started this 3 years ago,
Yeah.
trying to get names and stuff. It wouldn't let you have the word "fat" in any name, as far as
I was
putting on
just-
Facebook
Yeah.
or
Oh, wow.
have that as a
You know,
title.
right.
It would deny it
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
So, and it's just like,
Even our logo, because our logo, for those that can't see, is a veteran holding he's
Yeah.
taking a knee, and
that's
he
because
has
they're blind.
he has his what's that?
You said to people that can't see.
Oh, they can't see because no, it's because we're on a podcast, radio.
Oh.
If those of
Oh,
you that are listening,
Okay, I see. You didn't put that
You
part
guys
in.
is
You
blind.
just said you can't see my logo.
you have blind people too.
Yeah, we do too.
Well, they can hear us.
Driving truck.
Fat.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
drive
but-
truck for a living.
To take this back to
Come
the
on.
seriousness of the topic we're talking about, the fact that we can't be real and can't be serious is why
Right.
some of this stuff is being overlooked.
Yeah.
Is because, like what you're saying,
My
you
son
can't
can't
show
even
that.
wear our
you
logo
can't-
to school because it's got a gun in it.
I know.
Yeah, that's what we can't be
I had a bun in
real
the back
the
seat
situation.
of my car. We went hunting before school. And
Do you want to know what the name of the high school
yeah.
is called? The Commandos.
Oh my!
The Hendersonville High
Why is
Commandos.
everybody so full of shit?
No, that is
It's
a true
so-
story.
It is.
mean-
It literally is. Me and Bill talk about this a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, we're still truck drivers. We're out there every
I
day.
love that.
We see these guys up and down the highway.
Yeah.
And we see what the business was because we've grown up in it and what it has become. And
The reality is the freedom that we have that has allowed things to erode
Mm,
to the disposition that it currently is
yeah.
was bought and paid for with the blood of people
Yeah,
carrying rifles.
You're welcome, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But in a free
he's our only
society,
vet on the show.
that's where it's going to go. It's going to swing left and it's going to swing right, but it'll come back. Is in my heart, God's always in charge. So
Yep.
we'll see where He takes us. You know, I'm along for the ride.
Well,
Yeah.
we've been luckily been prayed heavily over this weekend because I warned the people right next to us.
Our trucking ministries next to us here.
Yes.
Yeah.
There
And,
might be some foul language.
They come over and put
They
their
come
hands
over
on
and-
Dave quite often
and-
and pray.
yeah. And trust me,
Yeah.
this is the funniest part of my life. I'm 65 years old. I literally have 10 close pastor friends
Yeah.
every day, and I have one that
that
sends
do
me
not
a
listen
prayer.
to us.
Well, I did barbecue and award cooking and competition and stuff.
Yeah.
They like my cooking. They're not fooling nobody. They
That's
like
right,
eating
that's
my
right.
brisket. But I have one that sends me a prayer every day,
Right.
with my name, not a general, with my name in it every day, and have for 3 years now.
Well, here's something you could try with your pastor friends. Ask them in the Bible what is the only curse word. Because in my opinion, there's only one.
I've been
Everything else we use is just a word. But if you say the GD word,
Right, yeah.
that's to me that's the only curse
That's
word.
the only curse
Yeah.
word, yeah.
In the Bible.
Well, I think it's
But
to
anyways.
intent. Like you don't curse at people.
Are you using it as a weapon, or are you
Yeah,
using
exactly.
it
It's
as a feather on the bottom of Dave's bottom?
That's right.
exactly, and that's it's kind of
Whatever
like
we can
with
get him up
everything.
with.
Well, tell us how people can get in touch with you to get the help and stuff in education.
Well, hey, please go to checkavet.org. There you'll find free tools that our team of PhDs have put together. Well, we're blessed to have 7 PhDs on our team right now. Of course, we have psychiatrists, psychologists, mental health counselors. But we also have holistic medicine and pharmacists. Because drug interactions, think about this. The same medicine, if we give it to each one of the 5 of us here at this table, could react a little bit differently in each of the 5 of us,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But how about the handful of pills that the VA's trying to get our brothers and sisters to swallow across a population of 16 million? Oh my God. So, but our amazing team of doctors and medical professionals have put together really comprehensive tools and programs to keep people safe. And if you go to our landing page, just about a third of the way down is a 6-page thing. And I call it the recipe to the chili. I got your attention now, don't I, Dave? I just said.
Oh, you've had my attention.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm looking at. I'm trying to see the gun.
You're trying to see the gun.
Put your glasses on, Papaw.
It looks like a gun, only smaller.
I know that.
But,
By the way, your emblem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I watch British Got Talent on YouTube. It's one of my.
Yeah.
There was a skit where they did the movement behind a curtain.
Yes.
Where they would make shit, and it was about a couple that got married. He went into the army.
Yeah.
He literally dies. They had
Oh.
the funeral and everything, and that emblem is they managed to do that with shadows behind the curtain, and it looks exactly like it.
Wow.
That's the first thing, and it is so. That made me cry.
Yeah,
that one
see?
made me cry. That
See,
one was.
he's
I
crying
thought it would
right
take
here.
more than 10 minutes to make Dave
You
cry.
got
But
him
it happened.
crying.
No, so-
Do I
but
get
that
knuckles for
does.
that? Yeah.
Boom.
Well, I'm on your website right now.
Yep.
You got one right here right away. It says Veterans Crisis Line, dial 88988.
That's right. So that is the VA's crisis line, and
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like it.
Mhm.
A lot of veterans don't like it because when you call in on that, one,
All automated.
It's
you're,
government.
You're going to be on a list.
Ah,
2, I didn't know this until about 3 or 4 years ago, but I guess it makes sense, but in a cynical way. The government actually hired Microsoft to do software or an app so that whenever a veteran calls from a number in his contact list or whatever, his name or her name will automatically pop up on the computer, and it kind of gives a synopsis of that person or that veteran's problems. I see that as bad because I think it could chase somebody down in the rabbit hole like, this feels like another cry for help instead of an honest veteran in crisis. I think that every call needs to be treated individually like it's its own event because what they're going through at that time is like that.
It is.
So I have to be honest when I say, when veterans are concerned about dialing 988+1, the first thing I'll do is, hey, you're an American taxpayer. How about this? Don't press 1. If you don't press 1, you're in the same system. You're in the SAMHSA system, which is under the CDC, and you're treated just like another regular person. So that's good. That gives a little anonymity.
Right.
But more importantly, what you'll also see on there is Lifeline for Veterans. Okay, and I don't need to have a crisis line. But what I did do is I found an amazing crisis line that whether you need help with your benefits, or if you are in crisis, or you just need somebody to talk to. If you dial that Lifeline for Veterans, it's on the back of our card too. I'll put that number out here. It is 888-777-4443. Guys, if you need a crisis line that's not the VA and not the government, call that one. Because I promise you, every time you call it, another veteran's going to listen. They're going to answer the phone, and you're going to be talking to one of your brothers and
Sounds
sisters.
like it's an AA for veterans. Alcoholics Anonymous, where you talk to other people that are in.
We have
been through
programs
AA.
that are modeled after AA and Al-Anon.
Yeah.
We actually
And
do.
which keeps the government out of it.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
puts the people that know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was a big AA.
Yeah. No, our biggest program, which is a program for veterans, originally the premise, I say God wakes me up in the middle of the night with ideas, right? And this really happens. So I was woke up in the middle of the night, sat straight up in my bed, and it was Alcoholics Anonymous. I look up towards heaven, I'm like, all right, I guess it's that time. I didn't get it, but I think God was trying to communicate to me that model of AA is such a powerful thing. People are scheduling their lives around it.
Yeah.
And it's been around since the 30s, right? So I got it, but then I started going to AA meetings to assess the model and its application in the field of veterans and struggle and suicide. So some of my friends from the town that I live in, like Michael, we are so happy that you finally decided to come to our meetings. We've been waiting for you, and I'm like, well, I guess this is where I need to be.
Thank you, God. It only took a 2x4 in the middle of the night to get me up and moving. But
He blows a feather, and I'll sit right up. I hope. I really do. But no, AA is an Al-Anon. As our mission is to build an educated base of support. Think about that for a minute. That is the Al-Anon. That is the Al-Anon model.
Yeah.
It's how people who are trying to help somebody struggling with addiction just replace addiction with veteran, and you got it.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep. Very simply put.
wonderful.
Well, we're glad you stopped by today to
Oh,
talk
my
to
goodness.
us about
This was great.
Informing.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys and gal.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time, and I have to tell you that today you guys are my heroes for sure.
I don't know
thank you.
about that, but
And
Hey, if we get one person to take 5 minutes, be driving down the road, not having a good night, not hear something, and thought,
that's right.
I'll
That's
just
right.
call.
And hey,
I'm
we
happy
can
that
post
that's
this
all
one.
it takes for me. If we can just one.
I always tell people, especially my ex-wives, give truckers a break. That's right. Everything we have in the house,
Yep.
y'all brought,
Yeah.
and I appreciate
You
that.
cut
Yeah.
me off in traffic. Apparently, you don't want that by 3 o'clock from Amazon. All right, keep it up.
You want your toilet paper?
don't mess with my toilet paper.
Oh my!
Dave
you're so funny.
always has a truckload
That's right.
or an ass load of
That's an
toilet
ass load.
paper
Ass
behind
load.
him.
There we go.
We got an
Another-
ass load of paper, and if you cut me off, it's going to be scattered down the highway. You'll be out here looking like a dog,
Another
rubbing your
reason
butt
why
down
I'm
the
on
freeway
here.
trying to wipe. So,
Good stuff. Guys, thank you so much, and God bless you. Yeah, I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank
Oh, my
you.
knees.
are you done?